Hello, everyone. It is I, Real Blue, and I put out a tweet out there saying, what other kind of content would you like to see from me for Rogue Company, whether it be like analysis, stats, or rankings, tier list, whatever it may be. And a lot of you did reach out. Some of those were mentioned, some of those ideas as well. But one that really struck a chord with me was play-by-play analysis, really diving into a game or a series and breaking it down to its core, what Rogue Company competitive really stands out when you look at the small things, because like they say, all the small things add up to the big thing. So that's what we're going to be doing here in this video. So let me know what you think. This is kind of like a test video, so we're only going to be doing one game. It will be a demolition game from the October $10,000 main event, and I chose game one in the first round of that upper bracket, where the matchup was 437 EU versus the Innovators. And there's a couple reasons why I chose this match. One is because the Innovators are a team that really started to become one of those trending upwards kind of teams. They've made some big improvements over the past couple months, and also from what I've been told, they're going to be sticking together. That roster's sticking together, so not any changes coming through from them. And if I had to guess, 437 EU wouldn't be making any changes moving forward as well, but that is still up in the air. But these are two teams in two different regions, so it's EU versus NA, and it's also two teams that have kind of been trending upwards to both of them. Innovators just a little bit at a faster or a bigger capacity than 437 EU, and also only doing one game. Because this is kind of a test video, so let me know what you all think about it in the comments below. Should we do it more? And maybe I'll move into breaking down entire sets at once in a video. Who knows? Or maybe we'll just continue going one game at a time, and then you all can request what games you want to see. Maybe that could be something. Or we could, break down the play-by-play analysis of just one player's POV if we're able to grab their streams. Whatever it may be. So this is kind of like a test. Also, I chose this matchup. The main reason is because I didn't really want to start off this test run kind of with some big banger matches, right? Like Right Turtle versus Justice, or Right Turtle versus Gaming Gorillas, or Gaming Gorillas versus Justice from, that happened in the first week of qualifiers for October. So I didn't really want to start off too heavy. I kind of wanted to ease into this content and see what you all think after we do it. And also, I've been looking for a telestrator. If you don't know what that is, it's like a software or a program where you can kind of draw on the screen in live time, kind of like if you've ever watched like an NFL game or something. John Madden made it as famous as it was, I guess, is the first person that comes to mind when most people think of this telestrator software. Is he draws circles on the screen while you're watching the game. So all of those services cost like $500, and money's not the issue, it's the investment, I think. So I didn't pull the trigger on any of those, but I did find one that was free. It's pretty basic. I could just draw like yellow lines, but that's fine. So we'll see how it goes. So again, if you like this video, or you think, if you have any comments on how we can make it better, or if you enjoy the play-by-play analysis, just let me know in the comments below. So without further ado, let's dive into this. Let's watch game one of 437 EU versus the Innovators from the October $10,000 main event, day one. All right, so here we are. We've got our game that we're going to be breaking down here. So this is actually the Innovators versus 437 EU. This is the entire set here, but we're only going to be focusing on game one, which is this here. So we can actually just kind of push the rest of this set out of the frame, I guess you could say. We have the audio track muted, so you're not going to be able to hear the casters, and you're not going to be able to hear the game sound, but that's okay, because I think I'm going to put music playing in the background if you want some noise to accompany my voice. But we're mainly just going to be focusing on the game here. Maybe sometimes I will, show maybe, maybe sometimes I'll turn on the volume just to see what was being said at that moment, or maybe any audio cues or anything like that. We can actually turn the audio on here for the time being. I think -30 should be good. We have it muted here. Okay, so it's not that loud, so we can do that. There is something at the very beginning that I do want to point out. I don't know if Rome looked at the notes that I gave everyone, but we did have some information. Actually, so we had this whole sheet here for each team, so we broke this down. So, you know, we can look at people like the Innovators here. This is their matches they played on stream. This is their week-to-week records that they had. This is their overall record in the 3 qualifiers. So, you know, week 1 they went 2-1, week 2 they went 3-1, week 3 they went 1-1. And then, you know, their best maps. We have their best map in demo this month, their best map in King of the Hill this month, and then combined for both game modes, this would be their best map. A lot of this is kind of, to me, this is weird because, you know, Canals doesn't have King of the Hill, so it's obviously going to be favelas between these two. We also had players most picked rogues for this month. This number is out of 100% because there's only, you know, one silhouette to speak. So unlike the game modes where the actual highest pick rate is 25% because there can be 4 of them in one demo game. So that's the way that works. So we had some stuff on them. Here's 437 EU as well. They went 2-1, 1-1, 4-1. They actually went 7-3 overall compared to the Innovators who went 6-3. It's just the way the points worked out. But we do have, if I can open, I think we might have it in screenshots here. There's just something I want to quickly point out. Here we go. We need this. Okay, we don't need this anymore. All right, so there is some I quickly want to point out here. I don't know if Rome read the notes that I provided, but or maybe he just forgot or made a mistake. But again, this is not to you know, to say, oh, he was wrong. This is just to you know, provide some information for the viewers. So the bans here were Scorch and Glitch. Yeah, see, he just said probably the most banned when it comes to demolition, but actually Glitch, I think, was the second most banned. Yeah, he was the second most banned in the qualifiers in the month of October. So Ronin was actually the #1 demolition banned rogue this month. So there's a little information for you as well. So so we can see here the bans are actually Scorch from 437 EU and Glitch is the ban from the Innovators. I like the Glitch ban. It's pretty basic, I guess you could say. He was the second most banned rogue in demolition. Scorch, I like this ban because they're going to favelas. And if 437 EU wants to play Ronin and they want to play Trench going into this game, you know, you can go with the EU. They like Kestrel a lot. Some teams on NA are kind of, they like Kestrel too, but some of them are trying some compositions without the Kestrel in there, which is, you know, something new, refreshing. I like to see it, but once you get into those later rounds, you just got to pick that Kestrel. But if you're going in there with like a Kestrel, Trench, Ronin, Dahlia on the defensive side, I like the Scorch ban just because the Scorch can get small garage. She can take control of that with her team. She can plant the bomb through the Insen. She can also get rid of the whole, oh, there's someone behind this corner in small garage, or there's someone behind the corner in, or behind the tire rack on the ace or the B site, so we need to push them off. Oh, they have trophies. Well, don't worry about it. You know, there's no glitch in play, so we can't EMP or hack the trophy system. So let's throw an Insen, which doesn't get taken out by the APS because you can throw it on the opposite side of the wall that the APS is on, and you're still able to do some damage, force them back, things of that nature. So I like that ban coming out of 437 EU. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at what they've got here. We're going to Favelas, and they're doing some rogue picks right here. So we've got, first thing I notice is class on chalk. That's something that I've become used to seeing. By the way, this matchup actually wasn't even supposed to be the original matchup. The whole bracket kind of shifted, especially the losers bracket first couple rounds, because of Brave Penguin having to drop out. They were the 3 seed. That moved Sweet Moose up to the 3 seed. Right Turtle to the 4 seed, which, by the way, first time that Right Turtle wins a 10K event without being the number 5 seed. They have 3 10K wins, 3 $10,000 championships. The first 2, they were the 5 seed, so they broke their own lucky habit there. But anyways, going back to what I was saying, chalk class. That's something I've become used to seeing. That's something I enjoy seeing, and that's actually a rogue that class really excels on. So being on the attack side first, I think they can really set the pace, and they're looking to do that off of what class can do on the chalk, something that he has really kind of made a name for himself with, was the chalk play from him these past couple months. Silhouette on the Kestrel. Silhouette is usually kind of like that player that comes in for the Innovators and is like, you know what, I'm going to be sort of like the anchor frag is what I like to call them, right? It's like, you know, they're not your entry fragger. In this case, your entry fragger would be your chalk. Kestrel is not your anchor either, because that can kind of be Dallas on the attacking side. You know, sit back, do some damage, give your team some intel. Dahlia can also play that anchor role as well. That is the support, but can kind of hybrid between the two. Sit back, make sure people don't die, get some intel themselves as well, just through, you know, their eyes. They don't really have any abilities like Dallas, I know that. So, you know, just still using your eyes and using whatever information you can gather on your own. But Kestrel can kind of do the same thing too, right? She can get aggressive and she can get those frags that you need, but Kestrel can also sit back, play that anchor, and kind of protect the objective with those Halo drones, in case any, you know, bomb defusal tries to come through and things like that. On the other side, Tykin's picking the Kestrel as well. I like that. The Dahlia, of course, has to come through. That's a staple. Dallas is actually the second highest rogue picked overall in Demo and King of the Hill combined. Actually, he's the number one. He's the number 1 pick in the month of October for King of the Hill. He's the number 2 pick for Demo. He's number 1 overall combined. He only falls second in Demolition to Dahlia, of course. So Dallas has been a staple in the meta for the entire month of October. To put it in simplest terms, Dahlia had the 20.17% pick rate, 18.51 for Dallas. So you have to assume both of them are going to come out, especially very early on in Demolitions and in the tournament as well. So first things first, we're on Favelas. As the attackers, I almost have to say, okay, to start things off, we got to go in there with Chalk, Dahlia. They're linked up, of course. Let's go in through small garage. Let's try to force them out. It's pistol round, not too much utility or lethals are going to be coming out. You're going to see incense from Dallas's. You're going to see possibly grenades from Dahlia's. You're going to see possibly bounce nades from Kestrel's. Unless one of them maybe went for padded steps. If there is a padded steps, I'll be very surprised. But at the same time, you know, I have it in the back of my mind to look out for it. It's really tough. Also, we can't really tell what people are buying. So unless we see a lethal in their kit, like we do here. So I get to use my new Telestrator there. So we'll see how it goes, but we're dropping in. So let's see how this first round goes. All right, so right away, this is something standard that you see. I can't tell who is behind Dallas for the time being. But this is something super simple that you see a lot, right? So you've got your Dahlia playing on cement wall. She can kind of flex between helping the trench in small and helping Hippo and Tykins inside the objective. I like that Tykins is playing here as well because Tykins is the Kestrel. She can kind of they can kind of flex. So I don't want to say he or she anymore. I'm trying to lose that habit. They can kind of flex through water if they need to and come up on tree if they need to, which is good for a Kestrel to be able to do. Also, the Halo drones, having those on the objective is something that's very useful. But this is to be expected here. These two positioning spots for Dahlia and Trench, that's to be expected, of course. I mean, you got Trench, he's going to put APSs in this room. So they banned out the Scorch. Remember that. The team on defense here are the ones that banned out Scorch. So now Trench, his value has gone up just a tiny bit because you still have the incent available from the Dallas. So we'll see how this goes here. So you're going with the simple 2-2 split. You've got Chalk, who is pushing the objective from tree. I think that was Kestrel right here. We can actually back up here frame by frame just to see if I can catch that name. So it is actually Kestrel. Okay, so Kestrel's right here. We've got the Chalk. I like this combination coming through. At some point, you'd like to see the Dahlia get a little bit closer to class, but at the same time, if you look up here, so the yellow one is who we're spectating, Dallas. You've got Chalk here, or excuse me, Dahlia here. So she's not that far from where they are here. So it's okay because she can still reach that if she needs to. So this is a good setup, especially in a pistol round, something basic, but something that has been proven to work and something it's kind of like in football. The first offensive drive is kind of that feel-out drive. Let's feel out how they're doing. I don't like that peek when you have to reload, though. Just make sure you don't peek. All right, so they get the trench down, but everything kind of just fell apart. So this actually goes back to how did this happen? Well, it's pretty simple, actually. Dallas is very preoccupied with finishing off the trench because the Dahlia has a link. Look at where Kazaki is during this. So if we go back, Class went down, Silhouette goes down, VPB goes down. That leaves Key all alone. So if we actually go back to when the initial... We go back to the initial contact, the very beginning of this engagement. That's what I'm talking about right there as well. This is what I'm talking about. Dahlia flexed from cement wall, comes and helps out the trench. Now this creates a 2v1 situation here in this hallway or this, this alleyway where Dallas is the only one fighting this. I think if we can get him to stop aiming here. Let me see if we can go back. We can actually delete that mark. We could just watch it from here. So, like we pointed out, Dahlia was here. This is Dahlia right here. So she's flexing. She's kind of playing the same role that Kazaki is between her two teammates. On this side is Hippo and Tykins. She can flex. They can flex. Kazaki can flex this way if she needs to, or she can flex to help Trench in small. Kazaki chose to help out the Trench, which is very much needed because this creates a 2v2 on the objective or the bomb site. And Class pops his ability, but as you saw right there, you can see Class's ability. If you take a look, Class's ability here, it's running out. Garage door's been opened. And right about now, the engagement should be happening on the objective, but they can't win that. Kazaki's flexed towards Inc. G to help the Trench out. So Trench is going to push because they have help. Kazaki, beautiful nade. Hippo, Tykins taking out Sil and Class back to back there. Now VPB goes down because the Dahlia flexed to go help them out on that left side. Dahlia dies. That leaves Dallas alone. Dallas does get some money here, but doesn't matter because the entire left side of that map just collapsed for the attackers. So doesn't matter. Everything just fell apart for the attackers once that happened for them. Let's zoom in a little bit that we can kind of speed this up. Oh, nice. Okay, so we have a replay of what happened here. You see they backed up. That's a nice bounce, Nate. The insend comes through. Tyken takes out Class with those Halo drones. And then you see where this Dallas is looking, right? Because Kazaki went to go help Ink G, but Ink G overextended outside of the doorway in the alley. Keith gets that down. But the call is, hey, Kazaki, listen. Tykins and I, we just down 2. We've got VPB 1 shot. Let's take this out. Then it's a 3v1, and that's exactly what they do. But the revive is coming through for Trench right now. And because that revive is coming through for Trench, Key has to stay and confirm that kill. Cannot turn around and help VPB. If Key turns around, Trench gets up very quickly and shoots him in the back, so they have to keep their focus on that Trench for the time being. That's a great defensive stance from the side of 437 there. So I know that was actually a little bit too much of a breakdown for just a pistol round. But again, you know, test video, we'll see how it goes. But when I watch the games, this is what I do the entire time. I go back and forth. I pause as much as I did there. These nice shots coming out from Silhouette here. Or excuse me, onto Silhouette. Ink G playing this same position. You can see the different way they're setting up this time. VPB still playing in this back position towards the middle, so flexing between, you know, Key and the other 2 members of the team, but playing a little bit further back. You saw last time they were playing like right here, and they went through this garage. This garage door was opened, so this time playing a little bit further back. Key's not pushing up as fast as well. Everyone's kind of playing it slower, right? Silhouette went out on that barrier to kind of tease themselves there, show face, make Ink G show face as well. So because Silhouette went to the barrier on the drop down, Ink G popped out, so now they know for a confirmation, Trench is in small once again. You can kind of guess that Trench is going to be there, but to confirm, you want to make sure. All right, so a different look this time. Instead of pushing onto the site, we're going to have Chalk pushing through cement. This is a little bit more dangerous because you can get fired upon from here on the back of site. If someone's inside site on the window here, they can shoot you. And also, you're going to have people in this doorway. But they kind of covered this nicely, right? So they've got the Dahlia smoke here. That's going to smoke off anybody that's in the back on that wall. You should know what I'm talking about. That'll also cover up mostly anybody sitting on this barrier that's on the back of the site towards the doorway into bomb site. And then he's going to Semtex the other side of the wall like he did. If anybody's sitting here, they're going to get blown up, or they're going to have to retreat back to small. But Key is pushing small. If you look here, Key is pushing small. They're going to push through alley. They're already there. This is the big garage that he's in, warehouse. So he's going to push through here. And when they do that, he should have already swung around cement wall. You're going to have VPB most likely helping Class out as well for the revive and the cover fire. And then Silhouette, if no one is in sight, there is someone in sight right here. There's someone in sight right here. If Silhouette can kill this with halos, then they have full site coverage. First of all, they own the entire site if Sil gets this kill. But also, they have line of sight through the window on the other side to help Chalk as well. Or they can wide swing out in the back. By that time, the smoke will be gone, and they'll have the numbers count on whoever's in here. So they know, okay, we know one's here, right? We know one's here. We know one's here. We know Trench is here. All we got to do is find that 4th. Chalk, Dahlia push through cement wall. Kestrel, if they kill this person on site, and if Dallas can hold this person or have eyes on the second person in small, then they have a full pinch inside of small. So we'll see if that is what happens here. All right, so We do have confirmation. Ink G's inside. No one else that we know of. You see Key rolling in. We know, as the spectators, we know Kazaki's in there, right? As the spectators. Chalk hasn't looked to the right. Even if he gets down by Kazaki, Key's coming in to clean up. So Chalk needs to make the call. Class has to make the call. One more. Or Dahlia's here. Something. Whatever that play call is. They've got to down this trench and let the teammate Dallas know Kazaki's there. Downs the trench. They go down. Instantly, Dahlia Res comes through. You can see the Dahlia is on the other side of cement wall, playing that kind of anchor support, sitting back a little bit, able to get the revive to come through. Kazaki, one shot. Look who's behind him. Full coverage on both sides of small. If you own small, you own this side of the map. And we see Kestrel pushing through into the back of sight as well. This is beautiful. The revive will come through. No revive on the trench. One man standing inside of the garage. Silhouette going down. That's just a simple case of them losing the gunfight. Tykins goes down now. Hippo all by themselves. This is... That wasn't... It was textbooked at first. Wasn't as textbook because you started to lose some gunfights. But still, overall, that was a really good round from Innovators. Especially after losing pistol round. So you don't have that much in your bank. You don't have much to work with. Here's the replay from the trenches side of things. The revive's coming through. Key gets the down. Chalk gets backed up. VPB swings in at the end there. We saw the Dahlia from the Innovators playing a little bit more anchor support in the back of Chalk. Didn't rush in with Chalk. Doesn't want to get doubled up because it's better if Key is the one who comes in for that double swing. But the Dahlia swung in a little bit later to help clean up the trench. The revive comes out, and now they're 3 strong and small while Sill's losing a battle on site to 2 people, but that's okay. That was a good smoke, and that was a good way to take small garage. Let's see if they do the same play. Might not work again. Might have to change some things up just because, it worked. And, there's a saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But at this point, 437 EU, they're a smart team. They have to adapt to that. So what do? Playing a little bit more aggressive on that window because they're trying to keep Key in check. They don't want him to take Alley and Small as easily as he did the time before. Incend comes through. That's half health. But Kazaki with that nade, that's a good one because that kind of pushes Key back and stalls out his push. He could have gotten aggressive there after the molly and a couple nice shots from him, but after that, Tykins just made a really great play on site, getting a double down with those Halo drones. So if I'm Silhouette in Class, I'm thinking, okay, we've got to find a way to draw these Halo drones out. We got to bait these drones out from Tykins. As you can see right there, Tykins, 5 downs, 2 of them coming to Halo drones in that 3rd round alone. You've got to find a way to bait those out. You've got to get rid of them. You got to say, listen, we cannot let Tykins do this. I would also like to know why. This is just something that I noticed. 437 is their team name, but 2 of them have like clan tags in their names that say 436. So there's an explanation for that. I'd be interested. All right, so this time they're going for the A push. But it was read beautifully by the defense. So you already have Hippo setting up. This is kind of an aggressive hold, by the way. I don't know how I feel about this because he can get incend off by Dallas, which means he has to back up, which could be very aggressive. But he has Dahlia playing parking lot to help him. So we'll see how this goes. Trench still playing in the same spot. Up on B inside small just in case. I like that because even if they, only send one person, that's why I'm talking about. That is exactly what I'm talking about. That's a dangerous position to hold. Dallas gets the reveal, throws the incend, and then as soon as you throw the incend, we can go back actually because once that incend comes out from the attacking Dallas, once that incend comes out, Hippo's got to either jet this way or jet this way, right? Kazaki dropped down to help, but think of it this way. Where's Hippo going to go? Default brain, the default thought, back up. This is not backing up. The brain won't comprehend that as backing up, right? So, got to go this way. Towards the Dahlia, towards your teammate as well. Because if you do get down, if you do get down like in this area, your best bet is to try and crawl behind cover for Kazaki to get that revive. Or you could try and dash behind this barrier here, but that's just delaying the inevitable. So what happens? Dallas throws the incense. He has to roll out of there immediately. Boom. Look how much health left. None. Bam. Great play by Key here. That's just knowing how to force someone out of position. Hippo in a position you shouldn't be in. That's a terrible spot to hold there when you have a Dallas and a Kestrel on the other side, right? Because Halo drones could get you out of there. It's the same play with Halo drones, right? You throw the incense, that forces you out of there, and then as soon as you go to get out, they pop out and down you easily. Same thing, incense, Halo drones, both of those do the same thing there. Pushes you out, easy down, easy confirm. No way for Dahlia or anyone else to save you. And then that gives up sight for free. They get the bomb planted here. And then they just push through into long trenches late to the party. Does get picked up, however. VPB goes down as well. So that's just a little bit of an overextension from VPB. Get that down on a trench. Don't worry about the confirmation there. You can draw the Dahlia ability out and still be okay. Nice shots coming out from Tykins there. Key does find Tykins, though. So Kazaki finds Key. So just return fire back and forth. Class is going to try and get up. Kestrel's still alive somewhere. You need eyes on Kestrel. Now you have those eyes, but stuck in a pickle. Finds one. That was a good play, but it was enough. That's all you need to do. Just drag out that fight. So that was really good from the attackers there. I really like how they took that A site as well. Again, all of that bomb plant, the positioning and the delay on the defuse is all because Hippo's positioning was not the greatest. Got pushed out very early, gave up that site. That's a great play from Innovators. Okay, so now they're going back towards the B push here. You can see Kazaki playing in that flex position on cement. All right, so they're getting the call. They want to drop. They use the smoke up top, so they might think on defense that there's a push, but you also have to be prepared for the shift, the rotation, which is happening now. And you can see Class. He's kind of playing the watch for the flanker type. Doesn't need to be the one planting the bomb. Kestrel has it. The link is on. The Dahlia link is on Class with the chalk, though, so I don't know if the Kestrel bomb is the greatest idea, but the rotations come from the defense. Tykins is playing very close up, gets the kill onto Sill. That should not happen. Sill should not die here. Tykins should not be able to free roam on that barrier. You can do the same play that you did to get Hippo off of garbage in the round before. Throw the incense onto Tykins. Maybe Silhouette was trying to do that with the drones, but when you're on the barrier, it's much easier to do it with the incense because you could throw the incense at the barrier and it will cover 90% of that barrier on each side. Drones can only cover one side. And again, Tykins can kind of just get out of the way. But Kestrel and Kestrel action. Tykins wins that battle with just the gun, by the way, which has the drones now. That's a great play with the drones. This is a very aggressive push from Tykins, but they're getting away with it because they have so much in their kit at their disposal at this moment. Nice push onto VPB. This round's over. That kind of just fell apart. All because Class was playing a little bit back here in courtyard, playing that more defensive role, checking for a flank. Once the call comes that Tykins is in front of Kestrel, right? You say, no one's flanking. Who's going to flank, right? Who's going to be the one flanking? Is it going to be Dallas? don't worry about a Dallas flank right now, because if the reveal comes out, you say, okay, who got revealed? I think it was Kestrel who got revealed, Silhouette. I think, I might be wrong. So once that reveal comes through, you're like, okay, where am I on the map in correlation to where that reveal could have came from? You need to figure that out very quickly. And then you need to figure out, okay, Tychons is in front of us. So we know where both padded steps, both padded characters are. Both padded rogues. We know where they are, right? We need to get rid of Kestrel. Send the chalk in with the bomb after an incend comes out onto barrier. That's not what happened, though. Instead, they tried to maybe Kestrel drone him out of that barricade, but Tychons won that fight. By the way, K30 being banned, I thought maybe just one gun was going to replace it the entire time, but there was actually some really good different guns being used. I mean, we saw a lot of the Saharas, we saw a lot of a couple HRMs, we saw a few Riptides out there as well. So it was very interesting. It was pretty refreshing. I didn't know it would be as mixed as that, but it was. All right, so they're going back towards their B push. A little bit of a different setup. As you can see, you've got Key playing off tree side now. He might be behind. I forgot what I call it. Workshop. I call this workshop. This building here. I call this building workshop. If anyone wanted. So the one to the left is small garage. This is warehouse, and this is workshop, and then this is just bomb site, OBJ, whatever you want to say. So that's what I call it. But we got a different setup here. Key's not going towards warehouse because they want to drop. All right, so we see Key in Class. This time Class has the bomb, so this is better. This is to be expected, I guess you would say. Dahlia Link plus extra health. So we'll see. Okay. So you've seen Tychons. You saw Tychons. Who do we see on screen for the attackers? Sil, VPB, Class. Where is the Dallas? Where's Key? We can see him on the radar. They're up here. Get down here. We need your molly. We got to get Tychons off of this. Got to get Tychons off. And that was a beautiful way to do it. You don't do it with an incend, you do it with a grenade. Now they throw an incend on that barricade to keep anyone from trying to push very aggressively onto it. But now the problem is you have Ink G sitting there, right? So you got to get Ink G out of there. Ink G, Giaroli has Hippo watching over them. Silhouette loses that fight. They went back through water, up onto tree, trying to go for a padded. That didn't work out. That's a good barb. Kind of a little delay there. Might have been able to get something done if you had a grenade or something, but Giaroli just died. So now 2v2 here. They're not in good positions. Kazaki could come from the back where Class is looking now, but Hippo's got to tell them to make that call now. Now it comes through. Kazaki's got to win that fight. Doesn't win that fight, everything goes downhill because Key's still watching bomb. You know where Class is. Defender tried to wide swing onto Class, but Key had their back covered. That's a good recovery from the attackers there, especially after losing Silhouette like that. You really don't want to lose Silhouette in that position, but it happens. It's all right. All right, moving on here. Let's see where we're going. All right, so we're heading towards the A site once again, but they are going very wide. So they revealed Hippo. Hippo's got to back up. Reveal is gone now. They know where they are. Okay, using everything in the arsenal. Smokes come out. Dahlia went down. You've got it. Someone went down. Actually, I don't think it was Dahlia. Oh, it was. Everything's falling apart for the attackers now. They tried to push very aggressively through A long. That was red because of that reveal, right? I mean, you need that reveal to see if anyone's playing very close, but at the same time, if you save that reveal, you don't give up your positioning as quickly, I guess. Or what you could do is maybe send one person towards B to kind of try and fake that out. They didn't do that, so a little interesting. So on the defensive side now, we see the Dahlia come out once again. Have to expect this Trench Kestrel to happen. Have to. Two very good rogues. Kestrel, by the way, 14.88% pick rate, combined game modes. For Demolition, 13.33. Remember, max is 25%. So if you want to know what that percentage is out of 100, then you take 13.33 times 4, because 25% is 1/4 of 100. So it would actually be 53.32%. All right, so now the attackers will be 437 EU. I believe they lead 4-3 as well. So they have an interesting lineup here, right? So we do see the Dahlia Trench Link combo coming through on the defensive side. That's pretty standard right now in the meta, especially with the APSs. It's going to get even better, actually, because the APSs, you'll no longer need to get that second upgrade for them to block 2 throwables per trophy. That'll be integrated into the trophies by default now. So just might get even a little bit better here. But they're bringing out the Ronin, and remember, there's no glitch available. So I like that from the defensive side, because you have padded steps with Kestrel, or you can get pretty dangerous on those flanks here. So Class is playing up front with the Ronin here. You lose the Ronin, you lose a lot. It's not the same as playing Chalk. Don't get that extra health there, Class. They are pushing very aggressively. By the way, Saint Dima on attack. This is interesting. This is another reason why I chose this game to break down, because they're doing something that really no one else was doing. So they're kind of trying to create their own type of composition, their own strategies. I like that, and they take that round pretty easily. That was all because they killed Class on this barricade, right? They kill Class on this barricade. It's pistol round. If Kestrel does not get padded, not that big of a flank presence at that time. Class, I think, could have swung. Class could have, okay, the call has been made. Guess what? We see 2 in long here. We see 2 pushing A long. We've got, 1 in this area here, behind this doorway towards courtyard. I can get off this barricade. Let me get out of here. We can keep 1 person in parking lot. We can keep 1 person on the back of this truck over here. And then we send Class on a flank, maybe through water. Get a different angle, because if Class goes through water, cannot get revealed, see where Dallas is, then get some shots into this doorway onto Dima to take Dima's focus off of sight, relieve some pressure on all of that. So who knows? We'll see what they do in this next round here. Man, Tykins is having a game for themselves here. 12 downs. That just goes to show you what Kestrel can do. Like I said, I mean, Kestrel, we've seen Tykins kind of play both sides of the Kestrel that I talked about before the game, right? Can be that fragger, or can kind of just be someone who can slay as the anchor. All right, so we see them moving towards both sites, kind of, right? You got the bomb with Dallas. Which, by the way, I just muted my mic on accident. By the way, you can kind of play anybody with the bomb, right? Because you can go out there with Kestrel with a bomb, Saint Drone. You can go out there with Dallas with the bomb. You can go out there with Dima with the bomb, right? Dima can kind of play that anchor role as well. Got the Mamba in hand, grenades, and then the Merv launcher as well. The reveals that can come through from that. Ronin can't be revealed. The Ronin pick here, it's almost as if they anticipated this much reveals coming out, right? Because you can get Dima revealed by nades, explosives. You can get revealed by Dallas's ability, and you can also get revealed by tracker rounds if Saint brings it out. Don't expect it to come out very soon. Class gets a nice down there on the Tykins, and they do confirm that, so Saint Drone will be relevant. I like this positioning from VPB. Kind of learn their lesson. Don't play too aggressive, right? We saw the Dahlia for the side of 437 EU playing on this cement wall to help out their trench. But Key's backing up. So now Key is the one playing this wall, right? Key can play this wall. Can shoot through here, can shoot through here, can shoot through the window onto site. Silhouette's still here, and Dahlia can play back here safely and play that anchor support role. And then, of course, you have Ronan sticking here on site. Ronan can also dip out and go through water, come up on tree. So this is great. I like this positioning from the Innovators. Again, changing things up, making some changes, not really going with a lot of standard things that we're seeing. You see Sil, Class both playing on this backside of site now. Silhouette almost going down there. Insun's going to push them off. This is where Class has to go through water. This is where I think they go. I'd send Class through water. Bomb's been planted. You've got nothing to lose. You're in a 4v3 situation. At worst, you tie this up. But Class going through water relieves pressure off of the three up front, but now everything just fell apart. Bomb gets planted. They tried to cross, and when they tried to cross from the back of site to small garage to help Trench, Dahlia was out of range because Trench pushed into small, goes down, has to crawl out. Team tries to flex over to help them. They get shot while crossing across cement. It's not a good look. Send Class through water, and everyone else just play the positions you're holding. Wait for Class to get that flank. Once they pop up off of rope, once they pop at the top of that rope from tree, boom. Everything can happen. The engagement can go through. You're up in numbers, rogue-wise, right? You've got 4 standing. They've got 3. The only advantage they have over you is that they've planted the bomb and you have to make a move. So, make a move they won't expect. I don't think anybody was worried about Ronan because once they had eyes on Ronan, they just completely threw out the idea that Ronan would flank. So, if you send Ronan through water there at that last moment, I think that might have turned a head or two, made at least one person turn around. Whether Class loses that 1v1 or not on the backside doesn't matter, right? Because he made that one person turn around, and he just gave his team a 3v2 in that situation. So we'll see. This time they're going with a little bit more traditional look on the attacking side. 2-2, small and site control. Trench backs up all the way to the back of site, playing more on that site with Class now, falls pretty low, which means Sil is inside site with Trophy. See, Silhouette can only play inside of site this round because the trophies are there. But if the trophies are there and Trench is here, you give up small control. So to kind of make up for that a little bit, like 50% makeup, right? You keep VPB on that back wall they were on before, the round before, and they can see into small. So if anybody comes into small, you have eyes on that. And at least you don't give up that side of the map completely. But that does leave Class having to look in 2 different directions and can get shot by 2 different directions. And that's exactly what I'm talking about right there. But if they can push them out of sight like they did, then they can retake small. VPB gets shot up. Kazaki's trying to go for that. But VPB, you saw, okay, why did VPB just put their life in danger? I'll tell you why. If we can back up here. This goes frame by frame. I can't go any faster. Hold on. All right, so Hippo's down, right? You've got the Saint drone coming through, right? You can see the Saint drone right here. Hippo's down. That drone's going towards Hippo. VPB has no line of sight. It's on the other side. They're on the other side of the wall. So what do they got to do? They got to swing here. Kazaki's going to hit him with the Mamba, obviously. The Mamba bites, right? So here comes the Mamba shots. Boom, boom. That's the Mamba shots. But now that drone is getting Hippo up. Guess what? Bam! Can confirm that kill or destroy this drone. That's what you want to do, right? You want to get rid of that. So get rid of it. Also, Kazaki is swinging here because they want eyes on what is going to be Ronan. But Kazaki's really just trying to protect Hippo. But they can't do that because Dahlia's here. No line of sight on Dahlia right here. But Dahlia's got line of sight on Hippo. Great play by VPB. A little dangerous, though, but perfectly needed. Boom. Take out Hippo. And then, what happens? Kazaki strafes right into VPB's line of sight with the Mamba in hand. That's a double down for VPB. Nice job. Not a double down, but a double Elan. One of those where they're down. And then after that, the only person alive is the Saint. You've got small garage control once again. So, you know, a lot of people tend to say if you give up small as the defense, you're going to lose that round or you're going to be at a huge disadvantage. But I think what Innovators did here was beautiful, right? Because if you don't have Trench in small and you play him the same way that the Innovators just did, where you can have him kind of helping out on site. So if you trophy this up, right? If you trophy site with the Trench, then Silhouette, the Kestrel, can play very aggressive inside of garage. Okay? You also have to look at it this way. It's the third round on defense. Or the third round of the second half. There's not going to be headstrongs out there. There's not going to be tenacities out there. There could be tenacities, but you ain't got no tenacity out there, right? So you got to get aggressive. So what does Innovators do? They send their Trench to site. Say, yo, play back of site with Class and Sil. Because those trophies are here, Sil can play aggressive up on this. And once they, get matched up on this, boom, Halo drones. You've got line of sight out window. You can also swing on this side of the tire rack. Boom. Anybody opens the garage. If they open the garage, whoever's on the garage opener, boom, line of sight. Whoever's playing on this brick, on this side of the garage here, boom, line of sight. What happens? They take out the Kestrel. Kestrel, Tychons, that's the main problem they're having in this game is Tychons on Kestrel. 12 downs coming into this round. And also, Halo drones can clear this out. So you got your trophies for the smokes. You got your trophies in here for the grenades. You got your trophies in here for, you've got grenades. Bam. See you later. You've got C4. Bam. See you later. You've got Halo drone coverage. Boom. See you later. That leaves who? That leaves Dallas. But guess what? Dallas and Dima are playing small. They're trying to push small. So give them small. Because if you give them small, then you can open up the retake. You're not retaking bomb site. That's the best part about this. They're not retaking the bomb site. They're making the offense have to play defensive inside here because of their positioning with VPB and the Trench playing back here. Look where Hippo's eyes are. Hippo's eyes are on Trench. Guess what? Dahlia's here. Trench revive in range. Then comes here, plays this wall first. They play this wall first. They can see into the doorway here. Okay? So they can see Kazaki, but Ronin can see Hippo. Hippo goes down. Where does Hippo go? Hippo goes this way. If Hippo goes this way once they're down, guess who's still here? Boom. Dahlia. Bam. Dead. Okay? So has to go this way. So what does Dahlia do? Dahlia says, whoop. Come over here like we said earlier. And then when that happens, boom, line of sight onto the downed person. No drone for you. And then what's that leave? That leaves Kazaki and Small by themselves. And then once Kazaki dies to the two-man rush inside of Small, VPB comes out into alley and they surround the Saint. So you can give up Small garage if you know how to retake it back and you have full control of sight. The bomb was never planted. There was never an opening for 437. So that's just good defense. And that's a way to play a different style of defense. Going in there and saying, you know what, we can give up small because we can take it back. There's a lot of positioning work. Now, you seen Ronin playing down here. You see Silhouette with padded. Might have Stalker with it already. Going for the flank. And VPB gets a nice little nade down there. Confirm the Saint as well. Now, look at this. Silhouette on the flank. They have not flanked all game. Nobody Nobody. Absolutely nobody. See, I like this play with that grenade as well onto tree, right? Because I said, hey, you can send a flank with Ronin or Kestrel. You got padded with Kestrel, padded Stalker, and then you have not being able to be revealed by Ronin. But instead, they don't flank all game. And then all of a sudden, they have two people on a flank. Ronin was kind of like on a half flank. Nobody's watched that angle. That's a common angle. Sitting off silo, looking on a tree. That's a common angle. Just haven't seen it this game from anybody. So even something that is, a common thing strategically, if it hasn't been done all game, you can pull it out and it won't be expected, even though it's commonplace, right? 97, that's a good name. So we'll see. Class is in the same spot there, but Class is fading towards Courtyard, so could be a flank. Silhouette goes down. Hippo, this is nice coverage, but the trip mine. Got to watch out for those. Those are to be expected, but that's an easy drone revive. And now they're just pushing them out. See, the defense is kind of falling apart. So the main thing here is that if Ronin's going to play very deep off into Courtyard by themselves, then once that call comes through or they realize that Ronin's not on the back of sight, they don't have a four-man hold, they can push in very aggressively. That's what they did. You saw there. I mean, you saw a smoke, a grenade, you saw Halo drones, and we saw an Incen all come out to delete some people. Now here, this is just Clash trying to get some money. So won't discredit them for that, but trying to get some money. Overall, this is a really good game between two teams that are kind of like playing chess against each other, right? When you really look at it, round to round, play to play, it really is a good game between these two teams. They're pretty evenly matched as well. I mean, 7-5, it seems like a score that, even if they win here, 8-5, oh, they lost by 3 rounds. A close game is 7-7. But this is a close game. I mean, you could argue that like an 8-1 could be a close game if it's play-by-play close, right? It's just unfortunate mistakes being made. That time they sent Ronin very far off. Didn't work out. Silhouette wasn't there to help. They get 4-man rushed on the front. Now Tykins takes out Sil, and they read the play. I love this, by the way, right? I love this because the defense from Innovators says, okay, let's do the same thing, but Class, stay a little bit closer so you can rotate back to us on the back of sight, right? So Class stays a little bit closer because if Class wants, Class can hit that flank like they wanted to before. They also have Trench there to help. But also, if needed, they can come back to the back of sight a little bit faster on that rotation. So what does the offense do? What do the attackers from 437 do? They say, okay, listen, last time Ronin was sitting down by water, by silo. Let's push that. Let's get aggressive. We haven't gone to A site at all. Let's make that the A push. So what do? Boom! They rush right through A long, and they are getting aggressive. I love this. Because they haven't done it, right? Again, something that is common that you haven't done all game might not be expected, even though it's something that could be expected every game, if you understand what I mean, right? It's like an easy play, but it hasn't been done, so we'll see where this finishes off. So now the attackers have full control of A site, right? Incredible G playing at the beginning of A long and flex towards the site. They do have the bomb, so that's where they're headed. Tykins is playing helpful Overwatch as well. Kazaki has taken control of the defender's spawn and parking lot. That is their domain now. VPB all alone up there. The rotations are way too slow coming from the defense because they're trying to come through water off of tree drop. If VPB dies here, it's the worst case scenario, so they have to back up, and you do see them backing up now. So now teams have flopped sides. Smoke comes through, and you can plant for the defender's spawn, and this is a much easier hold than compared to the other side of those bricks, right? Because you have all of parking lot to work with, and it is like shooting fish in a barrel. You can sit up top where Tykins is. You can sit here where Incredible G is. They've got to come through A long, or they've got to come through the site. Smokes come out. That might think that they're pushing. Okay, so when I first saw this, I thought, okay, that's smoke. It's a little bit questionable from the attackers here, because the defense can use that to kind of rotate in. They can kind of use this smoke to get behind this, but they didn't. Right? Which could also be good for them because it can throw them off. So what ends up happening is they're trying to push through A long. But there's no smokes. You got to get a smoke. You got to get a smoke down here, and you've got to get a smoke to cover this. Right? So Tykins can't see, and this Saint cannot see this. All right? That's what you need to do. You need to get those smokes down. But as you can see, Saint can see VPB, and Saint saw class as well. There's only 3 people alive. So, you know where Ronan is. Boop, right there. You know where Dahlia is. Boop, right there. Also, your Dahlia's linking the trench. There's got to be triple smoke out there by now. Okay? At first, I was like, yo, link to this person. Look how many reveals there are. 1, 2, 3, you know, get that double reveal action, but instead they went with the trench, which means you've got 3 smokes to your name. You've already used one right here. I don't know why you used it there, because you need to cover this, and you need to cover it while you're pushing, but they didn't do that. They smoked this to go from silo to here. No. So we'll see how many smokes they have left. If those smokes come out, there's the smoke here. Okay, good. But this is a great rotation. That's why I said you need to smoke. So Tykins has line of sight from pretty much the angle we're looking at. So you need a smoke right here, because you smoke this. Good job. Check mark. But now Saint is just going to flex to behind this truck. So you need the smoke here. You need it. And then you need to jump up here. So you see they're making a move, okay? They're getting a little closer. They've smoked off A long. Saint has to rotate. Let's get the smoke down right here. Right in front of Saint and Tykins. You've got a Ronin, so you should have some extra smokes. Ink G going down to C4 is not good. They try to get a little cheap shot there. Didn't happen. And you can see everyone died right here. By this time, you can kind of see the little fade of it. The smoke is gone. See you later, smoke. Right? And there was never a smoke in this area. Never. Right here. You needed that smoke here. Smoke here. Smoke here. Right? What you do is you smoke this area first. That pushes Saint here. That also gives you covering to get here. Smoke here. Stops the Kestrel. No line of sight. Right? No line of sight. Saint line of sight. Gone. And then since you're already here, there's a smoke here. There's a smoke here. This smoke's starting to fade. But by the time that is starting to fade and you get this smoke here, you're going to be hopping up on this. And then you should have someone push this to fire on this person. Someone else is going to be body blocking the bomb. So you've got your bomb defuse, right? You've got one person here. And you've got another person body blocking the bomb. You can team shoot Saint together. And then your fourth person can sit on this wall. So if you team shot Saint, this person can be shooting the Kestrel, because if the Saint says, I'm going back over here to shoot this person, then you've got two people to shoot Kestrel while this person takes the 1v with Saint. All while the bomb is being defused. And if Kestrel or Saint, no matter where they are, shoot the person on bomb, then the body blocker, the gunner, and this gunner can easily take one or both down at the same time because someone is shooting the bomb diffuse, right? So it's just simple things that could be changed, simple little mistakes there. Both teams played really great, though. Again, that's basically why I picked this game, 8-5, but still, it was a close game nonetheless. And I think it was really good to break down those two to start this kind of content video series out, I guess. So just let me know what you guys think. I know this video was kind of long. Maybe I'll try and next time just select certain plays of games and break those plays down, or we can continue break down an entire game play by play, round by round, whatever you want to do. Just let me know in the comments below what you think of this video, and then what you think what we can change or add or take out to make it better. So hopefully yeah, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and have a great rest of your week. Love my Rogue Company people out there, so keep gaming.
Oh, hello there. It's Blue. I'm a terrible dancer, so ignore that version of me on the screen and listen to my voice when I say thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and of course, click on another video of mine. I heard you'll like those over there. They're pretty good.